Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have my first impressions, very raw first impressions of Delta Force Season 2. I want to correct some confusion right from the get-go. Some people are confused why they see this season called Season 2, but also called Season 3. Basically, this season that just came out is Season 3 for the Chinese version of the game, but it's Season 2 for every other version. So hopefully that clears some things up. But anyway, first impressions of Season 2, I just streamed it for about 3.5 hours, so I have everything fresh in my head, everything that I just experienced. So definitely hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and come by the Twitch streams, ladies and gentlemen. I stream every single day and night if I can swing it. So the first thing you need to know about this update is that it's actually like 50 gigs on Steam. It does take quite a considerable amount of time to download and get the game ready. So if you have slower internet, you may want to start it while you go to work or something, especially if you have really, really slow internet. So fair warning there. The first things I'll briefly touch on are my experiences with the new maps. I played Knife Edge and Trainwreck. I have to say Trainwreck is heavily preferred in my playtime. Again, I only played about 3.5 hours, but you know, I can tell what maps I'm gonna like pretty quickly. Trainwreck played a little better. It is a little bit more open. It's a little bit more maneuverable. But I'll just say up front, I don't think either of these maps are anything unbelievably groundbreaking. They're decent maps, but I think Knife Edge is clearly the worst of the two maps that they added here. Knife Edge to me was incredibly confusing, actually. The layout of that map is like a maze. So much verticality, so many hallways and intricate layouts. It is definitely going to take quite a long time to download that entire map into my brain. Touching a little bit on the new weapons here, the new marksman rifle, the SR9, is pretty much just terrible. I'm not going to lie to you. There's no reason to use that weapon. It's pretty much just a worse version of another DMR that's already in the game. So I'm not sure why they added it. I would like to see them buff the SR9 right off the bat. And the same can be said for the new SMG, the QCQ-171. Arguably one of the worst SMGs in the game. That thing has so much recoil for absolutely no reason. It's this tiny little submachine gun, and it has more recoil than some of the light machine guns. I really don't understand it. They need to buff actually 2 of these 3 weapons. Now, the LMG, the QJB201, I did not get playtime with. I will report back on that probably on my live streams, or maybe if it's really good, I'll make a video about it. And while we're on the topic of weapons, in this update, they did make some really big general changes to the way stability works. They kind of buffed flinch, meaning you get shot and then you flinch more, so flinch is actually worse to deal with. And in general, ladies and gentlemen, I'm probably going to have to remake all of my weapon build videos for every single weapon in the game, because in my opinion, this update just made weapons feel worse. There's more camera shake, stability isn't as good as it used to be, and on top of that, they did buff flinch. So I kind of don't understand why they made these changes. At the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. It's not like the weapons feel terrible, but they do feel noticeably more squirrely, if that makes sense, compared to how they were before. One cool thing to note is that they did adjust the height of some cover on some maps in order to deal with the head glitch problem, but they didn't make any changes to the way head glitching currently functions in the game, meaning they didn't change where the bullets come out of the player model. The bullets still come out of your player model's head rather than coming out of the end of your weapon's barrel or the center of your chest. Touching on some of the new things they added, the new movement ability, the leap, is, it's kind of just there. I don't really think it's going to be that useful. The only thing it's going to be useful for is maybe diving out of the way or diving into cover. Don't worry, guys. It's not, you cannot shoot during the leap. You're not going to be able to dolphin dive and shoot people. They specifically stated in the patch notes that you cannot do that. It's basically a purely defensive maneuver. And speaking of defensive maneuvers, they did add fortifications as well. If you played Battlefield 5, they literally just copied that system from Battlefield 5. You can put sandbags in some places, and you can just basically build cover where there didn't used to be cover. I think it's a welcome addition to the game for sure. Now, some things that are not welcome additions to the game. The AWM can one-shot you in the chest. Now, thankfully, the one shot to the chest is only out to 30 meters by default, and you can extend it to 46 meters, which is insane with the correct AWM weapon attachments. The only thing preventing the AWM from being like an unbelievably game-breaking weapon is the fact that the RPM is actually really, really low, and the ADS times aren't the best, okay? So it's still a slow, moving, slow cycling, big, heavy hitter sniper rifle. However, I do see some scenarios where if you're playing in choke points, if you're within that one-shot distance, I do think playing in any of these corridors like Shafted or some of these other maps, it will be a living hell if people figure out this gun can one-shot you. Touching on another very big aspect of this patch, thermal scopes. Okay, I tested this. This is one of the very first things that I tested when I booted the game up and I unlocked the thermal holographic sight. You cannot see through smoke with thermal sights. Thank God. I was so worried that they would have made the mistake that DICE made years ago in Battlefield 4 by allowing thermal sights to see through smoke. I'm so glad that they made the correct design decision here. And I'm so glad that I don't have to make some sort of, panic YouTube video saying, devs, please fix this. So good job, Delta Force devs. Thank God thermal sights cannot see through smoke. Now moving on to talk about one of the big things in this update, the new operator. Unfortunately, it looks like he's unlocked at like level 15 in the battle pass, and I was not about to, buy the battle pass to unlock it. So I didn't get to play with him just yet. Don't worry, I'll have a full video on that. But from the clips and from the gameplay that I saw, in the servers that I was playing in, the new operator looks to be a complete menace sometimes, particularly in operations. This operator in operations looks to be an absolute just nightmare to deal with. You're going to get grapple hooked, you're going to get shield bashed, and when you get shield bashed, it looks like it puts you in an animation. So then you have to stand up, and by the time you stand up, he's already standing over you again to shield bash you yet again. So to summarize my initial impressions of Season 2, it just seems to me that unfortunately, the negatives of this update do outweigh the positives, okay? And I know some people are going to comment, oh, of course, Enders, you're saying that. You're just so negative all the time. But no, this is how I look at it, right? So they updated the game. They made a sniper rifle one-shot you in the chest within a certain distance. I don't like that. They buffed Luna. I don't like that. They did not nerf Luna. I don't like that. They buffed flinch, and they made weapons feel worse. I don't really enjoy that either. The new weapons they added, at least 2 out of the 3 that I've used, are really bad and are in desperate need of buffs. I don't like that either. Thermal sights don't see through smoke. That's great. I do really enjoy that. And the maps that I played are, if I had to give them a rating right now, about 5 out of 10 maps. Not really that great. But perhaps I should hold my judgment off until I play the operations mode of the game. Maybe this update did some great things to operations. I will have to play and see it for myself. I've been holding off on playing it for so long. I don't really know why. It's just, I don't really play extraction shooters, so I'm not naturally drawn to them. I have to force myself to throw myself into the extraction mode to see what it is like. So comment down below if you would like to see me do that. Maybe I should make operations content. You guys are going to have to let me know if you'd like to see that. So be sure to hit the like button, comment your thoughts about this update down below as well, and I will have more videos regarding a lot of the specific topics out on this YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video.